Hello, and welcome to today's lesson on box and whisker plots. So today in this video, we're going to go over how to construct box and whisker plots by hand. Now, when you are constructing a box and whisker plot, you need to find your 5-number summary. So your 5-number summary is what allows you to construct your box and whisker plot. So that 5-number summary consists of a minimum, which is your lowest data value, a maximum, which is your largest data value, your median, which is the number right in the middle of the data, as long as your data is ordered from least to greatest. Your lower quartile, or Q1, is the median of the lower half of the data, and your Q3, or your upper quartile, is the median of the upper half of the data. So the first thing you want to do when you're given data for a box and whisker plot is you want to put that data in order from least to greatest. So here was the data that I was given. I'm going to go ahead and put those numbers in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to start with 250, 275, 300, and you'll notice I'm crossing off these data values as I go because I want to make sure that I don't leave any out and also that I don't repeat any data values. Okay, so now that I have my data in order from least to greatest, I'm going to go ahead and identify my minimum and my maximum values. So my minimum data value is 250. That's the lowest number in my data set. And then my maximum is 525. That's the largest data value. Next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and find the median. So think back to when we talked about measures of center. Your median is your middle data value as long as your numbers are ordered from least to greatest. So taking a look at this list here, and you can certainly cross off one number from the left, one number from the right, one number from the left until you reach that middle number. Because I don't have a ton of data here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 data values. So if you think about it, if I had 9 data values, my 5th data value, which would be right here, that's going to be my median. And the reason why is because if you pick the 5th number, there are 4 numbers below 400, and there are 4 numbers above 400. So 400 is the one that's right in the middle, and then I have 4 data values below 400 and 4 data values above 400. Now, when I find the median, what I always do is I always draw a line wherever your median is. So our median here is 400, so you'll notice that I drew a line right where the median is. The reason why I do that is because in order to continue calculating the lower quartile and the upper quartile, we need to know which data values are in the lower half of our data and which data values are in the upper half. So these 4 data values are in the lower half of my data. These 4 data values are the upper half of my data set. So now that I know that these 4 numbers are the lower half and these 4 numbers are the upper half, I can find my Q1, which is my lower quartile. And I can also find Q3, which is my upper quartile. And notice here, because the number 400 is my median, it's simply my dividing line. It doesn't go with the lower half of the data, and it does not go with the upper half of the data. So it's simply my middle value. So once again, your lower half of the data are these 4, your upper half of the data are these 4. So now that I know that, I'm going to go ahead and calculate my Q1 and my Q3. So I'm going to look at the 4 data values that are in the lower half of my data, and I'm going to find the median. So if I have these 4 data values in the lower half of my data, my median is going to be right here. So this is going to be my Q1. Now, to find what the Q1 is, because it needs to be directly between 275 and 300, I'm going to find the average of those two. So if you take 275 plus 300 and divide it by 2, that's going to give you your Q1 value. So my Q1 value lies right here. It's directly between 275 and 300. So because it's directly between 275 and 300, I need to find the average of those two. So I need to add them up and divide by 2. So when I do that, I will get 287.5. So that's my Q1 value. All right, now let's switch gears. Let's look at our upper half of our data. My upper half of my data consists of these 4 data values. So once again, if I was finding the median of these 4 data values, okay, to find my Q3, you want to find the median of the 4 data values that are the upper half of the data. My median would be right here. Now notice it's not an actual data value. It's right between 475 and 500. So I need to take 475 plus 500 divided by 2. I need to find the average of those 2 data values. I get 487.5. So once again, I just want to repeat and reinforce this. To find Q1 and Q3, for Q1, you're finding the median of the lower half of the data. So I found the median of these 4 data values, which happened to be right here between 275 and 300. So it was 287.5. To find my Q3 or my upper quartile, I found the median of these 4 data values, which was right here at 487.5. Okay, so you're really finding the median 3 times. You're finding the median of the entire data set, the median of the lower half of the data, and the median of the upper half of the data. Okay, now that I have my 5-number summary, I can go ahead and come down to my number line and construct a box and whisker plot. So just like any other data representation, we want to make sure we have a title here. So we're looking at the number of texts sent by students. So I'm just going to label this texts sent by students. That's my title. And then often you're going to be given a blank number line, so you do need to number this. You want to make sure, obviously, that your number line goes from at least 250 to 400. So here's how I labeled mine, just to save a little bit of time. Okay, now for your minimum and your maximum, you're going to place dots at those data values. So my minimum is 250. I'm going to place a dot at 250. My maximum is 525, so I'm going to place a dot at 525. Okay, so this is where my whiskers are going to extend to. Now my 3 medians make up my box. So I have my median at 400. I'm going to make a line at 400. My Q1 was 287.5, so I'm going to do my best here to estimate where that is. 275 would be right here, so 287.5 be somewhere in the middle. And then I'm going to place a line at 487.5, so same thing, this is 475, so it would be in the middle. Now here's what you need to do to make your box and whisker plot. You're going to connect your lines to make a box. So connect your lines to make a box. Extend your whiskers to the dots. So it actually rhymes. Connect your lines to make a box and then extend your whiskers to the dots. And here's your box and whisker plot. So your minimum value, your maximum value, your Q1, your median, and your Q3.